Hey guys, welcome back. I'm your host, Waifu Master 9000. Today I'll be bringing you episode 2 of the Waifu Ranking series on my channel. Episode 2 will be covering the popular anime Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero. Keep in mind this is based off my own personal opinion, so feel free to leave your list in the comments. And without further ado, let's get this ranking started. Coming in at number 1 is the one and the only Makise Kurisu. I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to tsunderes, but Kurisu is an example of one that's done right. She rarely ever physically abuses Okabe throughout the series. There's a couple times when she does, like the shower scene in episode 11, and when Okabe does that whole fill-up on Ruka, and she hits him with the book. But other than that, really, she never really physically abuses him like most other tsunderes, like just do it for no reason, like in every episode. Instead, she always engages in like friendly banters with Okabe, often going back and forth in like intellectual conversations. Her reasons for warming up to Okabe are also handled pretty good when she goes full on Dure. But the main reason she gets the top spot is because no matter the world line or how many times Okabe leaps, she was, well, you could say the same for Mayuri too, but she was always quick to catch on and understand that he had leapt, even though she doesn't keep her memories or whatever, and she was always there to back him up whenever he needed it. So that's why she gets the top waifu spot on my list. Her rank will definitely be an S tier. She definitely deserves S tier. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you agree that she's the number one waifu in Steins Gate, and pretty much everybody ship. I mean, at least 90% of the fan base ships Kurisu and Okabe. Coming in at number 2 on our list, we got the lolly herself, the legal lolly, Maho from Steins Gate Zero. I'll definitely give her an S tier as well. I really love her interactions with Okabe and the rest of the cast throughout the series. Steins Gate Zero was a great way of developing the side characters in the series, in my opinion, because in Steins Gate, the original series, it's mostly centered around Okabe and Kurisu, with hints of Daru and Mayuri, but Steins Gate Zero really fleshes out the remaining characters, in which they all get development, and Maho is only in Steins Gate Zero. It's kind of a shame because I really like her character. I really believe she was a great addition to the roster, and I'm glad that they added her in. And I had to give her brownie points as well because even though Kurisu also made the time leap machine, Maho is the only person in the canon that has actually created a time leap machine that's capable of sending memories past the 48-hour limit that was originally set. Her limit goes up to 2 weeks. Though you could say Kurisu probably would have got there too, given the time that it took Maho to get there. But she's the only person that we know so far that has actually done that, which really comes in handy for Okabe later on in Steins Gate Zero. And, I mean, she's a lolly, bro. I'm not really a lolly man. I don't really like lollies, but she's one that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's my reasoning for putting Maho at number 2. Coming in at number 3, we got Souza, which actually kind of has 2 versions of Souza. You have the Alpha World line Souza, and then you have the Beta World line Souza. And I feel like the Beta World line Souza is even better than the Alpha because in Steins Gate Zero, like I said earlier, it actually it flushes out the remaining characters, and you see Souza on the screen a lot more than you do in original Steins Gate. Not saying she wasn't great in the original Steins Gate, but we really get to see her as a character come into her own. You get to see her spending time with Daru. You know, they're acting father-daughter relationship. It's really cute. And then how she's backing up Daru to get with her mom and go on the date. And, you know, I really liked her character. Like, her arc comes full circle, in my opinion. And she's one of the main reasons that they're able to find Steins Gate. And, you know, if you watch my previous video on the Code Geass ranking, you know how I love my strong female characters that are actually done right. Like, she actually has a history, and it makes sense to why she would be, strong, because she grew up in World War III. She's fighting every single day to live, so it makes sense. Whereas like people from Rey and from Star Wars, they just have some power that makes no sense. That's not really explained at all in the story. But this isn't a Star Wars video. This is a waifu ranking list. So moving on to number 4, we got Mayuri. Now, this is probably going to make a lot of people mad that she's so low down on the list. Tutoru, I absolutely adore Mayuri, though, to be honest, as you could tell. I didn't do the Tutoru right, but her cuteness and her caring nature is just, it brings a breath of fresh air to the series, because, like, a lot of people agree, if you watch Steins Gate, that it's going to make you sad. You're gonna go down a Phil's train for real. And the whole arc with Mayuri and the original Steins Gate, I was not ready for episode 12, especially episode 13, man. Episode 13 just, whew, it throws it at you real hard. But seeing her, no matter what world line she was in, she was always still the same caring, loving person there for Okabe and the rest of the lab members. It just, she has a special place in my heart. She's not my ship, as you can tell. I love Kurisu and Okabe together, but Mayuri is a close second in that regard. And if Kurisu wasn't there, Mayuri would definitely be the guy for Okabe. So, if I had to give her a rank, I'd actually give her an S rank, maybe an A. But she's really up there in my favorite characters. I don't really have a bad character for Steins Gate. All of them are great in my opinion, but this is the borderline, she should be up there at the top. Now that we got the main ones out of the way, coming in at number 5, we got Ferris. Now Ferris, I really like Ferris a lot, even though she's only a side character. Her arcs in the story are done really well. And, you could tell there's a lot of weight on it. When she sends the D-mail back to stop her dad from dying. I kind of felt bad for her when we find out that they got to reverse the D-mails to get back to the original world line they were on. And I knew that Ferris was going to end up having to lose her dad. But she willingly made the sacrifice, knowing that if I had to choose between my friend and my dad, I don't want my friend to suffer. I've already been through my dad's death, so I can, live through it. So I really give her points for that. She's really a great character, and she cares deeply about the lab members and her friends. They're basically family to each other. So, and she's actually in the storyline, she's the first character that, besides Okabe, because he has Reading Steiner, but she's the first character that actually has memories of the previous world lines, and it's shown clearly after when she tells Okabe the text the D-mail that she had sent, because she wouldn't have known that in that world line, because she never sent it in that world line, but she remembers it, and then she remembers after they shift back, after sending the D-mail, to reverse that. So I really like that about her, too. That's why she comes in at number 5. If I had to give her a rank, it'd probably be B tier. She's not really fleshed out more than that to be higher, but she's still a good character, in my opinion. Coming in at number 6... Shining Finger. Now, I'm going to be a little biased saying this. As I already said earlier, Steins Gate doesn't really have any bad characters. Even though Shining Finger, spoiler if you haven't seen Steins Gate, but kills Mayuri, even though I hated her initially, the story does a great way of coming full circle and making her still a likable character after her arc, wrapping up the original Steins Gate. And then, like I said earlier, Steins Gate 0 really brings the side characters to a new light and develops them even further than the original series. So by the end of Steins Gate 0, she was kind of a fan favorite of mine. So I can't really hate her. If I had to give her a rank, it'd be B. Though, the reason I'm giving her a B, though, is really because she kills Mayuri. She can't be any higher than that, because I still can't. Whenever I watch that episode, I just, damn you, Shining Finger, why'd you have to do it? And fuck FB and all this, It's just, But I'm glad she comes around, and, she becomes an actual lab member and cares about the main cast. And it's just really great to see them interact with each other. Like all the times when she's texting Okabe, even though he's right there, it's funny because people actually do that in real life. I used to do that back in high school. I'd text my friend even though he's in the classroom with me, and then I'd wait for him to look at the phone. So I can actually relate to that. So it's actually kind of funny. But, it's not to the point where I couldn't talk in real life. But, I mean, that would be a character flaw of hers. But it's still kind of cute and adorable. And, I mean, she's like probably one of the finest looking waifus in Steins Gate besides Yuki, which I'm about to get into that. Coming in at number 7 is Yuki Amani. If you guys didn't know, she is Daru's future wife and Suzuha's mother. She's mainly only in Steins Gate 0. We do see her in the Steins Gate OVA, episode 25, but it's a different version of her because that had came out before Steins Gate 0 and before they, centered on her initial look for Steins Gate. But I can't really say much about Yuki. Like, she's a side character in all the regards of a side character. She barely shows up at all. She's seen throughout the series. She comes to the lab for the parties, and you have the episode where Daru goes on the date with her, and he pretends to be some playboy, but she actually likes him the way he was initially. So I like that about her. It kind of makes sense how they actually end up falling in love. That works out pretty good. So it's not forced, even though it kind of is forced because they already made it to where they got together. So, but I could actually see those two falling in love with each other in real life. So it's kind of believable. She's a really nice character. She's really clumsy, as you see throughout the series. They kind of hint at her being one of the girl in the motorcycle suit, though they kind of discredit that right away because you're like, oh, she's just clumsy. Because the next episode, she freaking walks right into a closed door, so you already know it's not her. So she's really good looking as well. And you have a scene in Steins Gate 0 where Suzuha has her hair down, and they actually look really alike. So if I had to give her a rank, it'd probably be D because she's not really fleshed out that much. And she's clearly a side character, but she's still a good character nonetheless. Now, coming in at our last spot, number 8, Kagura. To be honest, I said earlier that there's not really any bad characters in Steins Gate, but I had to make an exception for Kagura. I had to give her an F tier because I really could not stand her character. She's likable at first, but once she gets her memories back, like literally all she says, the only thing that comes out of her mouth is mommy, 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 and it's just, oh my god, it's annoying. Like, she's literally mowing down freaking soldiers and crap while screaming mommy. Like, could you imagine if you were one of those soldiers and you're seeing your buddies getting wiped out by a girl and she's screaming mommy, and then she turns her gun on you and shoots you in the head? Like, damn, that's a horrible way to go out. Like, every time she came on the screen, like, I freaking cringed. Like, I just did not like her character. And I think the only reason why people initially liked her is because she kind of has that resemblance to Kurisu. But then that's dropped on its head, like, completely, like, as soon as she comes into the story. That's, like, dropped and never really brought up again. And we never really have her origin story either. We just know that she's adopted by Mayuri in the future. And there's theories out there that she's somehow related to Kurisu, but I don't really think that's possible because in that world line, in the beta world line, Kurisu dies like before she even meets Okabe, so there's no way that they could have a kid together. And plus, Kagura is born in like I think it was like she was 10 in 2036, so like 2026. So, like, I don't think that's possible unless you make the theory that she comes from another world line where Okabe and Kurisu got together. Or she could be like Kurisu's long-lost niece or something like that. So, who knows? But I really did not like her character. I think a lot of you guys can agree with me that she was a bad character. And if they ever made any future Steins Gate, like any kind of Steins Gate content down the line, I would not be upset if she is not brought into the series again. It's kind of like Glenn and Glinda from the Child's Play series. Like, I would not be upset if they don't return. So, yeah. So yeah, that was the end of that video, guys. Those are my top 8 waifus, or best waifus, for the Steins Gate series. This is episode 2 of the series, and I'm thinking about episode 3 is going to be probably, I haven't really decided on that one yet, but it's probably going to be something recent, like coming out in the next season or so. So, I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please feel free to leave your list in the comments. Until next time, this has been Waifu Master 9000. Have a good day.
With me.
Who would that be?
Sergeant Clean, the Get It Clean Queen. Sergeant Clean's in charge now, maggots. It's time to whip this place into order.